Hi all, welcome to Compura Maru Wine Chat. Gonna say volume 7 in lockdown part quattro. Yes, we got there finally, Melbourne. The 4th lockdown, maybe it's the 5th. Who knows? Who cares at this point? Great day in the winery today. I thought I'd ruin it by talking some dribble and show you a couple of the new wines that are coming out. Hope everyone's well. What crazy yet normal times we live in. We're not sure if it's supposed to be crazy or it's supposed to be normal, or a little bit of both. Who knows? Can someone tell us how we're supposed to behave? I'm just behaving as if it's one of those OG lockdowns from a year ago. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. All right, so let's, as you'll see as well, I've really upped my game here. So I've gone with making myself a bit more of a focus of the picture, and I put the wines down the side in this staggered formation. I thought that would be a little bit arty. So let's have a look at some of the wines we've been doing this vintage. So the first one here is, and these are in no particular order, as you'll soon discover. This one is the Panopticon Riesling Gewürz Pinot Gris. This one's from a beautiful vineyard up in the, I suppose, almost unofficial part of the Whitlands, which is, so the Whitlands, which sits above the King Valley, you would have heard me drone on about that a number of times, sits on an old lava flow, about 750 to 800 and whatever meters above sea level. And that lava flow used to be quite expansive. However, through the middle of it flowed the mighty Boggy Creek. And, you know, the old adage, you just try and try and try, and eventually you'll succeed. And that's what the Boggy Creek did. So the Boggy Creek's no Nile, it's no Amazon. It's a piddly little creek. But what it managed to do is actually drive a huge schism between within this huge lava flow. And so because of that, we have two ridges running parallel to each other. One is considered Whitlands proper, and the other one is just a ridge that runs up to Mount Bellevue, which is a little bit unfair if you think about it. If that's, your entire lot in life is to be a ridge, you should get as much importance as you can possibly get. But anyway, this other ridge is just considered the ridge leading up to Mount Bellevue, but it is really pretty much geologically, climatically Whitlands. And on top of that is a vineyard owned by the Merkel family, and from there we get this Riesling, Gewürz and Pinot Gris. And from that we made a zesty little white, which we've been wanting to make for a long time, and put in these blue bottles. That actually was a lie, because, well, actually, no, it's not completely a lie, but it's a little bit of a lie. We wanted to make that zesty white for a while, but we actually got these blue bottles, really luckily, this fly is really annoying me, from Cowrie, which is a fantastic winery supply company in Australia. And these bottles were going somewhere else. They didn't like the colour of the blue, believe it or not. I mean, some people are that shallow. And we got offered them very kindly. And so we got the bottles, didn't have the wine. So made a wine to suit the bottles, but the wine was the wine we wanted to make for a long time. I liken the old making the wine to suit the bottles, similar to the Pink Floyd track Wish You Were Here. Pink Floyd used to write the music and then the lyrics. And the one song they didn't do that was Wish You Were Here. They wrote the lyrics and then wrote the music to match the lyrics. Good music. Wish You Were Here from the album Wish You Were Here. These flies are absolutely really annoying me. So yeah, really lovely wine, available now. Delicious. Zesty. It's only 11% alcohol. Low pH, high acidity. Lemon, lime, and all those things that you get from cool climate Riesling. Really lovely. named after Panopticon, the all-seeing eye, a term I learnt in a tour of a prison in Dublin when I was visiting my brother over in Dublin many years ago, and is actually about at the time I thought was just a Latin expression for the all-seeing eye, which was then used for this prison, but was actually a term cobbled together from the Latin to describe this way of designing a prison, where a single guard can view everybody. So here I was thinking it was just a common Latin term, or just a standard Latin term, but it in fact is nothing but a term linked to probably abject misery. But anyway, so this one's about you raise a glass for this in honour of those people who fight against the man. And if you look at that jail in Dublin where Panopticon, the first jail, was developed, you'll see that the political prisoners in there were doing exactly that. They weren't standing for what their lot in life was, and they tried to make it better for everybody else and sacrificing to themselves. Lovely wine. Thank you very much, Us, for making that. Really lovely, and great label by our friend Pauline over in Berlin as well. All right, so next we have the 2021 edition of the Mount Madurayama Classic Edition, Pet Nat. This one, remember, a little bit warm, so it just popped over the top there, but when it's chilled, it doesn't gush. It's fully disgorged. So from the vineyard of Richard Carson in Cheshunt at the end of the King Valley. Now, I tell you what, there's really nothing manlier in life than Richard Carson. I remember at this moment, in fact, look, just before I get onto that, I say obviously I don't weigh into these traditional views of masculinity. Obviously, me being the exception, I have been told that I've got the highest levels of testosterone in any human ever, but that's just beside the point. But if you want to see something manly, it's Richard Carson, the vineyard owner in Cheshunt, where we get this Dolcetto and Chardonnay, driving up to you, helmetless, with a gun in a gun holster on the handlebars of the motorbike, and just saying hello, and then giving you a homemade quiche for lunch. Incredible dichotomy there writ large in Cheshunt. Anyway, wonderful vineyard in a wonderful part of the King Valley. Just look at this Pet Nat, just keeps on giving. Beautiful bubble. So Dolcetto Chardonnay, just like last year and the year before. This one, beautiful carbonation, really fruity. Really, really yum. Really, really yum. All right. This time I should remember to bring a spittoon. This next one on the list is a little Sauv Blanc we've done with Black Hearts and Sparrows. This one from our mate Andrew Davies' vineyard in Ararat. The first vineyard, I may have said this before, that our good man Sam Cook made a wine from when he was a student back in the dark ages. Made a little Riesling up there in obviously a very grumpy fashion, very handsome at the same time. And so it's fantastic to be working with this vineyard again. This Sauv Blanc made to be super fruity and delicious. Now, if you don't like Sauv Blanc, I don't like you. Fact. So get that at Black Hearts. Yummy. I'll be finishing this bottle tonight. I'd have this with either a delicious bratwurst sausage with coleslaw and a bit of Tabasco on top, or with what would I have it with? Fish and chips is an obvious one. Can you have a whiting carpaccio? No, I don't think you can. You should be able to. Have it with a tuna carpaccio. And then the final one, here is a very special one. So this is from the Dow Bosco vineyard in Paul Punka. This is the Belarus Friulano that we made a couple of years ago, and we set aside a single barrel and aged it underfloor in that barrel in the little shed up at the vineyard for 18 months or nearly 2 years. Let's think about it. You know when you see like an old tree in the park and you go, geez, that tree's seen some things. That tree's seen things. You know, that tree was planted when Napoleon was around, and you know, it's seen 13 Hawthorn Football Club flags and all that sort of stuff. This Friulano, geez, it's seen a lot. Saw the fires come through. Corona. Me watching All the President's Men about 4 times in the other room at the vineyard. But anyway, so this beautiful, I think the technical term, sherrified. It's not some technical term, but it's sort of sherry style white wine. Friulano aged underfloor. Absolutely delicious. Only 10 bottles left. Only opened this one and put it on the video because I wanted to drink it. Delicious. Anyway, that's the end of my video. I hope everyone's really well. And let's hope that episode 8, if this is even episode 7, is not too far away. See you soon.